So let me just do the conclusive remarks a little bit briefly because we are a bit out of time. I think, well, I enjoyed it, first of all. It was a very interesting meeting. We had a lot of scientific input on risk assessment and not risk management and risk ranking. And I'm sure that there is a lot of stuff that when we go back to our offices tomorrow to consider, a lot of food for thought, basically, especially in my, not in my group, I would say my group, but in Hellenic Food Authority. We had a lot of things to discuss and rediscuss and probably reorganize or start thinking about what data do we miss in order to be more efficient in our risk ranking, risk assessment modules. Just briefly, we started with presentations from EFSA. It's very important, I guess, that for consumers, for us to gain the trust and to improve the reputation in order for the consumers and our stakeholders to listen to what we say. And this is something that we're trying to do and increase our visibility here in food safety, sorry, Hellenic Food Authority, not Food Safety Authority, Hellenic Food Authority. And we collaborate very closely with EFSA and with initiatives that EFSA does. We also had two very interesting presentations from Professor Thomaidis and Dr. Magriplis. Professor Thomaidis, well, for me, it's probably because he talked about chemical hazards. It's not probably only acrylamide, and as we covered already, acrylamide and aflatoxins, and probably some heavy metals like mercury or cadmium. But there are also some more emerging pollutants. I wouldn't say pollutants, but the pharmaceuticals, for me, is very interesting, especially the ones that they are antidepressants. And we talk about time. But when we talk about chemical hazards, we talk about time and about dose. We don't know anything about time, first of all, and we don't know anything about the dose for these chemicals, and we don't really know how important it is gradually for the DALIs, as people said already, from Ireland mainly, for DALIs and in the long term, let's say, effect in our health. Dr. Magriplis mentioned that we need data, consumption data, because if we don't have decent consumption data, we cannot design, we cannot implement, or we cannot calculate exposure. And we cannot calculate exposure, we cannot say anything about the risk. So we really need exposure data. Sorry, we really need dietary data. EFSA has a panel on dietary surveys. A lot of countries give data from the National Nutrition Service. We also did that. Nutrition Service should be not just for once, but there should be repetitive. This is something that our country lacks. We're trying to make it as a rolling program, but we're currently, I guess, we are evolving this. The next now, a few talks were coming from units from Portugal, from France, from ANSES, from Ireland, from the Food Safety Authority of Ireland, from Finland, and from Sweden. And we all, I guess, share common concerns, basically, regarding risk assessment. As I said, and that's how I would like to close, there are uncertainties. We're trying to calculate or to find proper modeling ways to correct for these uncertainties. We don't know how close we are to the real data, but this is as far as we can get at the moment. So we have uncertainties, we have problems in the hospitals, and if they assess correctly foodborne illnesses when the people are hospitalized. We know that the people don't get foodborne diseases, but they don't get hospitalized, so we don't really know how many people are at home and have a foodborne illness. So these are data that we lack. As people said, colleagues from other countries, they try to calculate and compare, calculate and correct from these uncertainties. So I think that the best thing to go forward is that we started this project today. We know a lot of people from different countries that do similar calculations, similar ways to rank and to calculate the risk. So I think that what we have to do next is to start collaborating with each other and try to find ways to improve the data collection, first of all, and the mathematical probably models to calculate the risk in order for us now as a risk, well, we are not only risk managers, we are also, in F.E.T., we do risk assessment and risk management at the same time, or at the same time in the same institution. So we need real and good data to calculate the risk, and then us, again, as food managers, to use this data to go to the stakeholders and to enterprises for proper controls, considering the risk assessment that we already done in a proper way. So that's how I would like to close. Thank you all very much. First of all, thank the people who did the talks for us, the invited speakers. I would also like to thank the participants here in Athens, that they were physically present, and also would like to thank all the participants online who came from different countries. As we said in the beginning, 25 different countries followed this meeting, and again, a lot of food for thought. Thank you very much.